Hello everyone. So today I have a makeup tutorial. So I came out with this smoky bronze. I don't know what to call it. This makeup look is very easy to recreate. I apologize in advance because this video is gonna be all over the place. But if you want to know how to recreate this stuff I got going on in my eyes, just keep watching. So first I went ahead and primed my face with the Rimmel Stay Matte Primer. Then I took my Real Technique sponge and blended my foundation. The foundation I'm using is the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Matte Foundation in shade 105. Then I took my RCMA No Color Powder just to set all the primer I just put. Starting off with my eyes, I used this light shade from the Wet n Wild Bare Necessities palette as a transition color. Then to add more of a bronzy kind of look, I took some of the bronzer from the St. Lucia contouring blush and bronzing powder and added to my crease. For my lid, I used the fourth shade of the e.l.f. Prism eyeshadow palette. I then realized the eyeshadow brush I was using wasn't really helping with the color payoff of the eyeshadow. So I took my e.l.f. eyeshadow brush and tried to make it look a bit better. Then I took the third shade of the eyeshadow palette and used my fingers just to dab it in the center of my lid. I used the same brush I used before just to blend everything out. Then I went back with an e.l.f. crease brush and took the dark brown shade and applied to my crease just to give a little bit more dimension. Then with the same blending brush I used before, I just blended everything out once again. And just because two shades weren't enough for my lid, I went ahead with the Walking on Eggshells Trio by Wet n Wild and applied to my lid. Then I took the darkest shade of the Wet n Wild palette and darkened my crease. I just made it a little bit more dark and smoky. For concealer, I used the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in shade 20. I applied my concealer after my eyeshadow just because if I had any fallout, I didn't want it to ruin the makeup. Then once again, I took my Real Technique sponge and blended the concealer. With the same sponge, I took some of my RCMA No Color Powder and baked my under eyes, and also applied in my chin. While I'm letting my concealer set, I'm gonna move on to my face. So for contour and bronzer, I use the same bronzer I use for my crease. This is the St. Lucia by e.l.f. I took some of the Arsimeno color powder just to sharpen my contour. I then went ahead and brushed off all the powder I had under my eyes and in my chin. I contoured my nose with the same bronzer I used for my face. For my lower lash line, I used a dark brown shade from the Wet n Wild palette. For blush, I'm using the e.l.f. blush palette in the dark version. While applying blush, I went ahead and brushed off all the excess powder I had in my face. For my highlight, I'm mixing the shade Bubbly and Sunburst from the Anastasia Glow Kit in that glow. For my eyelashes, I applied the L'Oreal Voluminous Waterproof Mascara. Then I moved down to my lips. For lip liner, I used the Jordana lip liner in Nude Pink. Lastly, I'm going to apply some lip gloss. The lip gloss I'm going to be wearing is the LA Colors High Shine Lip Gloss in shade Dollface. So this is the finished result. I hope you guys liked the video, and if you did, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And also don't forget to subscribe, because if you like this video, that means that there's a high possibility you might like the other ones I'm about to put out.